So the monthly close is looking extremely bullish here for Bitcoin and will potentially next month already break the all-time high here. Bitcoin is moving here to the downside exactly as we have predicted it. But I will show you today why this is absolutely no problem for us and what's coming next. Let's go. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in here again on this Monday. Really exciting what's happening here. We will jump directly into the dollar index chart. So what we can see here is that the dollar index is losing momentum and is potentially breaking here really soon the 100 point mark level to the downside. And from here we are going to see acceleration really quick, lower and lower once we are breaking here this 100 points level on the DXY chart. Why is the DXY chart going down? Really easy, because China is issuing stimulus to their economy and that weakens on the other side the dollar, hence where the dollar is going down, and usually everything else should go up. But what I can tell you is it is risk on in all asset classes, even though Bitcoin is going here in the short term right now a little bit to the downside. But let's have a look why this is absolutely no problem for us and why we are actually going down specifically today. The reason for this is that Bitcoin currently in this month of September is creating the highest return in any September that we ever had for Bitcoin. So you see here we are at 7.75%. The highest return before that was 6.04%. So the monthly close is looking extremely bullish here for Bitcoin. And every time in a bull market when Bitcoin closed positively in September, we had 3 following months of continuation to the upside. You can also see this here in 2015, in 2016, in 2017, then here in 2020 also. No, sorry, not 2020. And also not 2017. So, but in 16 and 15 we saw this. And then we saw this also last year. And now we are potentially repeating the same pattern here again. So today's monthly close is the reason why we are going down here. And I will show you in a moment the exact levels that I'm looking at for a potential bounce here and the next targets that we are having. So if you are struggling with finding liquidity to get in these trades, then deposit just $100, guys, just $100 to claim a free $500 airdrop position on any of these trading pairs here, any of them. Over 11 days have already passed. There are only 79 days left to take advantage of that, but the bull market is not waiting for you guys. So you have to do this in preferably right now, otherwise in the next couple of days, before you will be left behind. So just $100 to get $500, and I'm gonna give you some altcoin trades that can again turn this into 5 figures for you. So take advantage of that with the link in the description and in the pinned comment below. Here on the monthly chart, the most bullish outcome for us would be if we can close above $65,000, so roughly here above that the top of the resistance here on the monthly chart. That would be the best outcome for us. If we are closing where we are at right now, again, absolutely fine. We're closing almost at the top of the resistance level here, and then next month in October, we're gonna get continuation to the upside, and will potentially next month already break the all-time high here around $74,000. Something else that I want to point out here is also that the stochastic RSI will create a buy signal if we close as we are currently, and also the RSI is pointing to the upside. And at the same time, we have also bullish divergence here on the monthly chart that has not played out yet. So you see here price is going up while RSI is going down. We see here now that small bounce here on the RSI to the upside. That is the first sign of a bullish divergence about to play out here. So the October candle should be really massive here to the upside. And when we're going now into the lower time frames here on the daily chart, also here you see here's nothing to worry yet. Here on the MDX Algo Super Trend indicator that I'm using, on this Bitcoin correction chart on the daily, you see we are only retesting the bullish green band right now and only the top of it. We did not even move here properly into it. So that is still making me tremendously bullish on Bitcoin here in the short term, as long as we are staying above that. So if we would break below that, that would bring us below $62,400, which I don't believe we are going to see here in the next couple of hours until we get the daily close. Here on this daily chart, remember yesterday I warned you guys, that we are getting close to this area here, and then we could see a rejection before that, and this is exactly what happened here. We got here a spinning top with yesterday's candle close, hence why we got here that bigger move to the downside. The best case scenario, if we would get it today, which again, I have my my struggles with that, that we come down to $62,500, that you could re-enter the trade from here and then trade this to the upside. But like I said, I have my problems with that to see something like this happening here. Now you understand why I said yesterday, take some profit, put some stop losses in. So if you would have listened to me, you should be out of your position in nice profit. Now, where would I re-enter? I would do it a little bit. So maybe we get one more chance to like $63,500. So that would be one level where I would try to get in for the same trade setup. Or the other one would be $64,300 approximately. So these are the two levels for an entry for the same trade that I would be looking at. Of course, if you enter a little bit higher, the stop loss is a little bit bigger, but the risk to reward ratio is not really changing a lot. So we're then 1-3 or something. Yeah, okay, 1-2. That is still absolutely fine here, because I believe if you have to enter up here, it makes it highly unlikely that we actually come here all the way down to $62,500 in the short term. On the 4-hourly chart, here we have broken below the EMA ribbon and below the 50 moving average. I believe that this is a short-lived fake out, and that in the next couple of hours, of course before the daily close, we are going to reclaim this, maybe trade a little bit more sideways before we get here proper pump. A pump can happen as early as tomorrow, guys. As early as tomorrow, we could see a move here into the $67,000 range out of nowhere. So I just want to warn you about this. We have seen things like this in the past. So I just want to prepare you for this. I don't believe here on the liquidation levels that we will come down here into these over-leveraged long positions and try to hunt them. Rather now to the upside and take all the liquidity all the way up to $67,500 that is stacked up here. And from there, then get another consolidation phase before we move to $70,000. Liquidation heat map, we see a similar situation. So we went here quite a bit down. So it would have been not bad to move all the way down here to like $61,900 to take here the concentration of long positions out. But I also said yesterday that this cluster is pretty attractive to come down, and from there I expect a bounce here back to the upside. And you see here also in alignment with the liquidation levels on the heat map, also the highest concentration of short positions and sell orders is now around the $67,500 area again, which makes it highly likely that this is the next level where we will go to from a liquidity perspective. Here on the 1 hourly chart, the bounce area has not held with that rising wedge pattern. So, but again, I don't believe that the rising wedge pattern will completely start to break down here. Again, this looks more like a fake out below the bounce area from where we should have bounced. One reason why we went all the way down here is that we had here a small, really small imbalance in this candle that got now filled. The imbalance below us in this candle is not completely filled, so we should definitely get back here to $64,000. A reclaim of the lower end of that bounce area is again in alignment with the alternative entry that I have just shown you on the other chart. And there you see how much confluence is again here around us and around this specific level when we want to get continuation to the upside. I also had warned you guys multiple times that this resistance zone is pretty strong up here, and that I would expect a small correction before we then get the proper move above it. The USDT Dominance is doing exactly what we expected. I warned you about this, that this looks like a reversal pattern back to the upside, to the top of the resistance, support level. And from there, we should get a rejection. If the rejection would occur, then we get continuation to the downside. Currently, we get rejected from the top level, so we need now to close this candle as it is today. And then most likely tomorrow we get a bearish engulfing back to the downside, which will again release a lot of liquidity into the market and prop us to the upside. But at the same time, I have to say, altcoins doing quite well while Bitcoin is going down. We should not underestimate that a lot of altcoins are actually pumping here today, which is really nice. I'm going to show you here in a second some of these altcoins that I'm trading. And don't forget, if you need more money to trade, sign up on ZoomX. Every week I'm gonna draw 2 winners, each $500, and you can use these $500 to trade on ZoomX. No KYC, no VPN. If you're in the US, UK, Germany, wherever where you cannot use Bybit, use ZoomX, guys. I cannot tell you how much I love these guys, and yeah, I'm over the moon, you know. So when it comes to working with that team at ZoomX. So use the link in the description and the pin comment below if you want to work with a really good exchange and with an amazing trading experience. I will actually also open here in a day or two a massive trade on ZoomX. So if you want to trade this with me together, because I'm going to open it here live, I record the video or even make a live stream, then get your account on ZoomX and trade with me together. Again, a link for this is in the description and in the pin comment below. I left it there for you guys. Now, the Bitcoin dominance is also finally moving to the 57.15% mark as we expected it. So here, over the next couple of days, we should see a breakdown to the downside. So here, that is one of the reasons why altcoins are going up, why the USDT dominance is going up, because the BTC dominance is going to the downside. So people basically shifting money from Bitcoin into altcoins, and that's why we have that strange phenomena that the USDT dominance is going up, the Bitcoin dominance is going down, and altcoins going up. So I know it sounds confusing, but maybe go back, play this again, and try to understand this. You know, USDT dominance is going up because people get out of Bitcoin into USDT, then buying altcoins, potentially with a smaller portion, and that's why the USDT dominance goes up, the Bitcoin dominance is going down. And altcoins are going, not all of them, but some of them are going up. Ethereum is still kind of fighting with this downward sloping support line. I still believe it's a good level to open a trade from here in direction of $3,000, because the stochastic is here about to bottom out with the currently 12-hourly candle, which will coincide with the daily close. The RSI is already slowly turning around in terms of the momentum, and the MACD is not really looking that bearish to me, considering that we are trading here in a really massive resistance area for Ethereum. So also here over the next couple of days, I can imagine that we get a proper pump here of 10% or something to the upside. At the same time, we are forming here somewhat of a cup and handle pattern that has not broken out yet. So if you would measure this, that would bring us also to around $3,000 here on the 12-hourly chart, but of course not in potentially one single candle. Then here on Solana right now, if you want to trade this specific trade here once again, right now is the moment to get into this. We are getting supported from the underlying support level that was previously resistance. We are still below that downward sloping trend line, but I would take the risk here to enter currently and to trade this to $167 right now, so which will give you a 7.5% move to the upside. If you trade this with 10x leverage, it's 75% with a 10% stop loss, which is absolutely fine. Also, the indicators are already telling us that the momentum is shifting here back to the upside on the 4-hourly chart, with a buy signal occurring soon here on the stochastic RSI. The RSI also slowly turning around, and the MACD maybe still needs a little bit of time, but this is absolutely fine. I'm not really worried about this, so I will most likely open Solana trade myself after this video. Then the next coin that I'm looking at is Rune. Rune, super bullish in my opinion. here above the middle band of the EMA ribbon. We are also here still below that resistance, this downward sloping resistance, but we are within that support zone, also previously resistance. We are above the 50 moving average. The stochastic has printed a buy signal already. The MACD is losing momentum on the sell side. The RSI is slightly pointing up with a bullish divergence. So here, perfect moment to enter, in my opinion, and to trade this into around $6. So if you would do that, let's say from here, from $5.22, we are talking about almost a 15% move to the upside, and the stop loss I would put slightly below the 50 moving average. So here, if you trade with 5x, you can make around 75% against a 20% stop loss. Again, absolutely fine to take that kind of risk here on that specific trade. If you want to play it really, really safe, you only put like 50% at current levels, and then you wait for the break of this downward sloping trend here, and there you enter with the rest 2% higher, and then trade this into the $6 level. That is a safe way to play this if you are not that risk adverse. If you are looking for a way to trade directly out of your MetaMask, then I can only recommend you to go to AlphaX. That's also one of the platforms that I'm trading with. So you can either trade just with your email address and you deposit some money there, or you connect one of your wallets like Trust Wallet, MetaMask, whatever. Also here you get up to $15,000 for signing up on this exchange, which is amazing. So I have here a small WIF trade currently running. I'm like, what is this? 3% away from my entry level. But you see also this is turning around. I was a little bit more in the red earlier, but this is fine, you know, so I'm just playing around here a little bit. Yeah, but also nice exchange, nice feeling to trade on here. If you are looking for a decentralized platform with a centralized trading feeling. So there's also a link in the description for you to get to AlphaX, guys. The other coin that I'm looking at to finally enter is HNT. We are here also still above the downward sloping resistance line. So we got here again a golden cross. We are above the 50 moving average. We are still in that demand area here, that green box on the MDX algo. Above us is unfortunately immediately a big demand supply zone that is currently holding us back from moving higher. But the indicators are also telling me that here the momentum is shifting, and then most likely a big pop is coming here in the next 48 hours. So also here, I would most likely long from current levels, set my stop loss below the 200 moving average here at $7.50, which is again a tight stop loss of like $1, 1.5% approximately. So when you look at this, so I would directly take it to $8.70 from here. So here the risk to reward ratio is really juicy. 1 to 9 risk to reward ratio, 14% to the upside, 1.5 or 1.6 to the downside. That is definitely something that I'm looking at to enter. Here I would like to see a slightly more uptick on a stochastic RSI and the RSI to turn around to enter this. Yeah, that's basically what I'm waiting for here. HNT before I pull the trigger. Then the next one is Phantom. Phantom is again a beast while Bitcoin is going down, absolutely insane. Here I was also going through different time frames currently. I think we were before on a daily, yes. So here, look at this. We are pumping while the stochastic is going down. The MACD is putting in almost a sell signal, but the RSI is slightly going up. So what does that tell me? That tells me the MACD is about to get a bounce from the signal line with the trend line. The stochastic RSI will have a shift in momentum, most likely by tomorrow, and then we are breaking above 72 cents and continue to trade higher. Now, if you're looking for an entry and you don't want to wait for 72 cents, then your best opportunity is here to find an entry on lower time frames. So how do you do that? I like to go here all the way down to the 15 minutes chart. So now when I look at the indicators, this is not a good moment to enter. What I do is I wait for the stochastic to come down. And where will the stochastic most likely come down to? Somewhere here, in my opinion. So we will turn around, come back to like the 200 moving average here on the 50 minutes chart or a little bit lower. And that's where I pounce and get in. And then we get continuation to the upside. Because here the daily chart is tremendously bullish. There's no reason to believe that anytime soon we're gonna revisit here something like 50 cents again. So not gonna happen. We can also look how the Fibonacci extension levels are working here in alignment with us. You see here what I marked out, 61 cents would be the lowest to hit another Fibonacci level. But you see here why we are struggling to move higher, because here's the golden ratio. If we break into the golden ratio, close within the golden ratio with today's daily candle, that would be another scenario where I would be willing to enter immediately if we're not getting a smaller pullback before that. But I think it's more likely that we close within the golden ratio and that I'm entering from here a trade position on Phantom, because once Bitcoin starts to run here back to the upside, Phantom will run immediately with Bitcoin. And we should also not forget that by mid-October, we gonna get the golden cross, but I expect Phantom to be trading somewhere between 90 cents and over $1 at that moment already. Then the next one is Fetch. Fetch is also doing exactly what we said. We are still within the rising wedge pattern here, but also here we are about to bottom out by tomorrow. Here, if I would like to enter, then I would either do it from $1.65 approximately, or again, as I mentioned before, at $1.50, and I would start looking to nibble on this position at $1.55. So these are the levels that I would be looking at to enter into Fetch and to trade this into $1.86, potentially all the way up to $2 and $2.10 for that specific trade here, because I believe that that rising wedge will not start to break down and rather break here to the upside unexpectedly. Guys, if you want to learn how to properly trade and navigate into these markets, I have created, first of all, a free video guide for you that you can use to understand the mindset that you need. And you can also schedule afterwards, if you think that you want to learn directly from me, a call with my team, and they're going to explain you exactly what you get. Use for that the link in the description below. It's, I think, the first link here under the video where you get the free lesson. And afterwards, if you think that you are ready for this bull run and want to make your life changing money in a proper way and not just putting money left, right, and center and kind of hope that you get rich from it, and you want to do it properly, then use that program that I have created for you guys with the link in the description below. Now, another coin I'm still looking at is Optimism. I actually closed my Optimism position in profit, slight profit here when we moved over the $1.88 mark. I closed it at like $1.90, 91, something like this. Because I saw the weakness, but also here we are starting to turn around. The upward sloping trend line is holding as support. So also here I expect really, really soon a turnaround. If you're looking to enter into Optimism right now, might be a good moment to take here some risk and put your stop loss below the 50 moving average before we get a move here into $2.10, $2.36, which will also most likely happen really, really quickly over the next coming days, especially when liquidity is turning around on the USDT Dominance chart, and the USDT Dominance chart will be again in decline. And guys, that's it already for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget, smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I hope to see you with more profits tomorrow.